Hi, my name is Nathan, and today we're going to do a comic book review of King Spawn, issue number 9, brought to you by Rated Comics. Let's get to it. We begin this issue with Spawn walking in the blistering cold. Black Azrael sends Spawn towards the pit of the chaos to the place called the Green, along with the Cryptic Message. Ask Gaia about Wanda. You might not like what you hear, Spawn. What did he mean by that? Is that it's all connected to the Court of Priests, a group that Spawn wasn't able to stop? Spawn knows he can't go at them directly, so he'll have to devise a new plan. But first, he needs to know if they're somehow using Wanda. That's all that matters to him. Terry did tell Spawn previously, you're letting them use you, Al. You're letting them make this personal. He's correct, because vengeance is always personal. A tiny plant growing between the cracks in broken concrete had invited Spawn here. He feels the cold, which means his powers are being drained, but he'll worry about that later because he doesn't know how much of that power he'll need. You are intruding, says he, the giant monster. Shout out to Lower Toaster for commenting on that from the previous video because I did not know what the name of that monster was. Spawn's like, bruh, I didn't ask to come here. Someone wanted me here, and I want to know why. The Oracle's like, I know you ain't that delusional, Simmons. You must have an idea of your part in all this. You're useless if you don't. This is a way gods negotiate by neutralizing their enemy's strength. The Oracle launches an energy attack on Spawn. Then the monster attacks with all his might. Your past isn't here, Spawn, and your influence means nothing. The Green had been an unlikely ally to Spawn, but the sigil, Black Azrael, that day, Bautista looking mofo, and Simon, the child. Spawn senses that they're all part of this puzzle, and the brother's not entirely wrong about that. Spawn has had enough of the Oracle's bull jive and flies to the heap like, yeah, son, tell your mama to save me a plate. But I might have lost my appetite at the same time because that's just nasty. Where is Gaia? Spawn demands an answer and boom! He's blasted with the energy blast from behind. Damn, lady, disrespect. At least hit a brother from the front. Spawn is told that he's trespassing here and that he's lost all right to demand anything. The deeper into the garden he enters, the more he becomes truly what he is. And what is that? He's someone desperate to be a man again as he forms back into his human self. He will never be that again, but that hasn't stopped him wanting it every day since being cursed as a hell spawn. He grabs the Oracle by the throat, lifts her up, and demands the whereabouts of Gaia. He's acting like he's got nothing to lose and everything to gain. We all know that this is a dangerous recipe right here. He clutched her throat to assert his dominance, not so much to harm her. The Oracle did warn Spawn after he defeated Kincaid in issue 3, if he didn't end this war, her master will. I am here and I've been watching you, says Gaia, nature's queen. The air splits, turning wind into a tornado. She is here and she is everywhere. Spawn tells Gaia that he was told to ask about a soul named Wanda Blake. Gaia is fully aware of that. Spawn's like, you know what? What are you hiding? Everything, says Gaia. All the pieces of Earth you humans haven't already contaminated. We are hiding the souls of children you Spawn couldn't save. A better world is what Gaia is also hiding. A better world that will shine when wars with heaven and hell have played themselves out. Your ego won't let you stop, Spawn. You could have been king, but your nature is far too cruel to hold that role. I just got to add that the art is sick, and this lady, look, even though she's weird looking, you got to show a little appreciation of that. And she goes into a backstory how Spawn has forgotten his history. You came years ago to the Green, took your powers in to teach you some humility, Spawn, which is a reference to Spawn 75. The Dark God Urizen. Remember, he looked like he would defeat you, but my army saved both our worlds. Cons, medieval Spawn, Black Azrael, I indulged them all. Knowing that however distasteful it may be, they too are part of the future, Spawn. One where you finally learn how to become, how to act like a rightful king, where all wars end, allowing Earth to grow once more. Azrael wants you to embrace that future, as do I. Nature is the last faction in the fray, needing to rid of you, Spawn. Your cruel soul has to go first. After Gaia gives Spawn a history lesson, the Oracle says this command: before taking any crown, strike, my child. The Kingslayer lets out a blast from the sword which weakens Spawn some more. When he defends himself, Kingslayer's helmet dislodges, revealing that it's Simon, the same boy who died in the explosion from issue number 1, and the same boy who was with Kincaid in issue number 3. But somehow he aged, and he is no longer a child. You should have let me go or be taken by Kincaid. I'll make you regret that. Here, he is another victim of an army that turns children into soldiers. Psalms 137, the Exodus Foundation, Gaia and her greed, they're all guilty of this. convincing children's souls that they have a purpose, that they're special. They're all knights in a fairy tale. Owl knows that the children are victims, just like he was. The oracle reminds Spawn, you are a man in the garden, not a god. Choose your actions wisely. But should you win, you will need to destroy the heap next. With the hole in his midsection? Bruh. This place has turned you all insane, said Spawn. With his anger, one question is implanted in Owl's brain. Why? Why did Gaia bring Owl here to fight a boy? Then it makes sense to Owl. She needs a sacrifice of some kind. He says to Simon that they're using him. Simon calls him a liar. Owl kicks him back, literally, so maybe he'll listen. I'll beat you senseless if that's what it takes, boy. They're using you, so I'd rather beat them, not you. For Simon being the Kingslayer, he's not ready to slay anything at this point. Owl calls out Gaia. Is that your plan, Gaia? Your plan is for me to fight a child? If my powers worked your eye, before Spawn can finish his sentence, Gaia is like, show me what you could do. The symbiote is coursing through his veins, and Spawn is exactly what the guy wants him to do. Show her. That's what he's gonna do. He blasts the oracle and heat back. He tells Simon to get up and run. Gaia's like, no, you won't. I control the souls here. They listen to my whispers, not you. And with a mere wave, she demonstrates that fact. It takes 4 seconds for her to absorb all of Spawn's opponents. The wind blows and the silent blankets the area. Then she speaks once more in pure silence. I need to show you something. Azrael came here years ago to deliver us a body. One he claimed was too important to be left alone in heaven. A gust blows across a patch of snow, revealing the hidden treasure. Wanda, the look on Spawn's face, like, dude, after all this time, after all these years, now I get to see my beloved? And Guy is like, oh no, she's not yours. She and her rights belong to Azrael since he brought her on my land. But there is a way for you to change that, Spawn. As king, you can raise heaven's souls from the dead. Azrael promised me that if that happened, you and all your kind would leave the earth forever, letting your entire planet return back to the green state. Lose your anger, become king, and reunite with your wife, or I make her dust. Now, this is something that Spawn has to ponder. Every time he gets tempted to take the crown, every test, it gets more tempting. Spawn has always wondered a million times since her death that if he had all the power, one day, could he really bring her back? But how? How will that ever be possible if one of the tasks can never be completed? Because how can Al Simmons, this vengeful hellspawn, ever lose his anger? And that's where we end this issue. I don't know what Spawn's gonna do. I'm gonna leave it at that. I thought it was good. I thought this was really good. I'm just curious about the next issue. Obviously I am, because that's the way King Spawn always ends. But what do you guys think Spawn will do? I don't know. Comment below, let me know. With that being said, King Spawn, issue number 9. What you guys think of the comic book? And also, if you like the content we're throwing up, you know what to do. Don't be shy and don't be stingy. Here at Rated Comics, we do awesome comic book reviews, comic book related content with the occasional comic book giveaway. Thanks again for watching. Until next time.